Hi, I'm Alina. Welcome back to my channel. Friendship is a beautiful part of our lives. But let's face it, it's not always sunshine and rainbows. Sometimes we encounter friends who bring more clouds than rays of sunshine into our world. And that's why in this video we're going to focus on a crucial aspect, and that is recognizing and understanding certain types of friends you might want to avoid. Now, friendship is a dynamic journey filled with different personalities and interactions. By understanding those dynamics, we can make more informed decisions about those people who we want to keep in our lives versus people who we want to keep at arm's length. So let's dive in. First, let's start with friends who drain your positivity, or we also call them energy vampires. You know, despite their good intentions, after spending time with them, you feel emotionally drained and exhausted. Well, they might not be supernatural creatures, but they do know how to suck out positivity. So, how do we identify these types of friends? Energy vampires come in all different forms, but they share some common traits, and that is complaining. Those individuals seem like they always have something to complain about, whether it's their work or weather. They make sure you'll hear it all. Next is excessive drama. It seems like drama follows them everywhere they go. Their life is a never-ending soap opera and they are the star. Next is excessive negativity, which is they always find something to be negative about even when it seems like things are going well. And last but not least is they always need help. They ask you for help regularly, and when you need help from them, they seem to be often unavailable. Being friends with an energy vampire is usually emotionally exhausting. Their constant drama and negativity can leave you feeling drained and stressed. And over time, this can take a toll on your mental and emotional well-being. If you find yourself in a friendship with an energy vampire, it is essential to set boundaries. Let them know that even while you care about them, you also need positivity and balance in your life. And if their drama seems overwhelming, also just encourage them to seek professional help. Dealing with energy vampires can be challenging, but it is important to prioritize your well-being. Remember that healthy friendship should be mutually uplifting and supportive. So if your efforts to set boundaries and encourage positivity don't bring the desired results, it might be time to reevaluate your friendship and decide whether or not it's worth maintaining. In our journey through the complex terrain of friendship dynamics, we encounter all kinds of friends. And the next one we're gonna talk about is the so-called fair weather friend, which means they are essentially like weather. They are with you when the skies are clear, but when the storm rolls in, they just disappear. Fair weather friends exhibit some distinct characteristics. First of all, it's a seasonal loyalty, which means they are only there for you when times are good and when you are celebrating your successes. Next is a conditional support. Their support often comes with strings attached. And if helping you isn't beneficial for them in any way, they might not offer a helping hand. Then it's flakiness. They might cancel plans or back out of commitment. And last but not least is the selective availability. You often notice that they are available only when it suits their interests. Having fair weather friend can leave you feeling used, undervalued, and emotionally unfulfilled. It also creates a sense of a one-sided friendship. So how do you deal with fair weather friends? Well, first of all, you need to establish an open and honest communication. Sometimes those individuals might not even realize how their behavior affects you. Next, evaluate the friendship. Consider whether this friendship brings you more positivity or negativity, because sometimes it might just be better to distance yourself. And last but not least is to seek balance. Remember again that friendship should be mutually supportive and uplifting. Sometimes we encounter friends who knowingly or unknowingly lead us down a troublesome path, and those are what we call them the bad influence friends. Now, they can be captivating, fun, loving, and magnetic, but their influence on our lives can be detrimental. Bad influencer friends often display some common characteristics, and that is, first of all, a risk taking behavior, which means they may encourage you to participate in risky activities such as substance abuse, reckless adventures, or harmful habits. Next, it's their lack of responsibility and the fact that they often prioritize short term pleasures over long term goals. Next is a peer pressure. They might push you to do things that you are not comfortable with or that go against your values, and thus values conflict, which means that their lifestyle just doesn't align with your core values and principles. This type of friends can have far-reaching consequences. Their influence can lead you to damaged relationships, poor decisions, and sometimes even a decline in your mental and physical health. Balancing your friendship with this type of friends requires careful consideration. You need to have an open communication and you need to establish your boundaries and be clear with what you are comfortable with and what you will not tolerate. Also, it's worth reevaluating your friendship and deciding whether this friendship brings more harm than good. And also, don't be afraid to seek support from your trusted friends, family members, or even a counselor that can provide you guidance. Next, we're going to talk about the jealous, competitive friends. These individuals support your achievements while harboring envy and competitiveness beneath the surface. So, how do you identify those types of friends? They may offer praise and support when you succeed, but it is often accompanied by a subtle undercurrent of jealousy and competitiveness. Also, they tend to frequently compare their possessions and achievements to yours. Then they might have feelings of resentment and insecurity about your successes. And in general, your interactions with them might feel like an emotional roller coaster. This mix of support and underlying jealousy can create an atmosphere of insecurities and tension within the friendship. So, how do you manage your friendship with these types of friends? First of all, again, encourage open and honest communications about your feelings and concerns regarding their behavior. Then you need to focus on mutual growth. You need to encourage each other to grow and succeed. Also, you need to set clear boundaries and again, evaluate this friendship and decide whether or not it's worth for you to maintain it. In the vast landscape of friendship dynamics, you might encounter a friend who constantly crosses your boundaries. Now, they might be oblivious to it and they might actually have good intentions, but their actions often leave you feeling uncomfortable and disrespected. What are the common characteristics of these types of friends? Well, first of all, they disregard your comfort zone. They push you to do things and engage in activities you clearly expressed discomfort with. Then they fail to respect your time. They might show up unannounced or interrupt your life in any other way. They invade your personal space, whether it's mentally, physically, or emotionally, without your consent. And last but not least, they invade your privacy. They pry into your personal affairs or share them with others, and again, without your consent. Friends who cross boundaries can strain their relationships. You might feel stressed, anxious, or even resentful. So, how do you navigate your friendship with these types of individuals? Well, again, you need to have an open and honest communication. You need to express your feelings and concerns kindly but directly. You need to set clear boundaries, and if they keep getting crossed, you will need to enforce consequences. And also, again, don't be afraid to seek help and guidance from trusted friend, family member, or a counselor. Friendship, with its myriad complexities, sometimes brings us face to face with individuals who employ manipulative tactics, leaving us feeling as though we caught in a web of mind games. So, how do we identify those individuals? A friend who plays mind games often exhibits these behaviors. First of all, it's an emotional manipulation, which means they might use sadness, anger, or guilt to control your actions and decisions. Next is gaslighting, when they deny you your experiences, making you question your perception of reality. Next is a silent treatment that they use as a form of control, leaving you feeling anxious and perhaps guilty. And last but not least, it's a conditional affection, which means they shower you with love when you comply with their wishes and they withdraw it when you don't. Being in a friendship with someone who plays mind games can take a toll on your emotional well being. It can lead you to stress, anxiety, and a sense of unease within the friendship. So, how do you manage your friendship with this type of individual? You need to recognize their behavior and acknowledge the manipulative tactics being used. You need to set clear boundaries and establish open and honest communication. Then you need to consider whether this friendship brings more harm than good. And again, don't be afraid to seek support from a trusted friend, family member, or a counselor. Setting and maintaining clear boundaries is not just a tool for self preservation, it is also a compass that guides us on a journey of recognizing the type of friends that might not be good for us. As we discussed, there are various challenging friend archetypes, from a jealous friend to a friend who crosses our boundaries to a friend who plays mind games. These types of friends can bring complexity and difficulty into our lives, but embracing healthy boundaries can help us manage these types of friendships more effectively. Healthy boundaries enable us to protect our well being by setting clear limits to safeguard our mental, emotional, and physical health. They foster respect when we communicate what we consider acceptable behavior, and we encourage our friends to respect our needs. Setting boundaries helps us evaluate the impact of various friendships in our lives. It encourages open communication, and also healthy boundaries empower us, meaning we are capable to make choices that are in our best interest. In conclusion, recognizing the type of friends that may not be good for us is a crucial aspect in maintaining the complex world of friendships. By establishing healthy boundaries, we equip ourselves with tools to have a more fulfilling and meaningful relationships. And if this video resonates with you, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.